it's written in the contract. I got these things. One, I never got the tracks from Pimp. I flew down to Atlanta, spent a week in Atlanta, back and forth from the hotel to Pimp house. Yeah, I'm eating good, eating good. We went to the strip club, had a good time. We doing tracks. We did a track for PSK, and it was called What's Up, My Boy. It's got Pimp Bun on it. But while we down there, I'm seeing the shenanigans start. Pimp has got another session, some rappers from Miami or somewhere down there. They jump on the track. I said, oh, no.
On y'all record?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is supposed to be for me.
Yeah.
But what it is, I think one of them dudes did the hook. Yeah, they rapping and they did the hook. I said, damn, this they song. But we couldn't, at 5 days, I had to leave. Because at that time, I was building my house in Sugar Land, and I was finna go on a cruise to Jamaica, me and my girl. So we stayed 5 days. I'm like, man, I got to get back and take care of some business. I hadn't did my billing, everything from Southwest. So I came back home and I'm handling my business. But I never even took the song. I never got the song. Pimp was like, it ain't finished. I think one of him or Bun hadn't finished their verse. So that was the thing, you know, it's his home studio. He like, I'm gonna do it and then I'll, we'll get it to you. Never got it. Never got the song, and me and PSK was there because he rapped on the song. Later on, PSK dropped a mixtape, that song on it. On one of his night shift after he had started his own company, it was on there. I never know. I think he asked the dudes because Pimp, I think, gave the song to the dudes. So I haven't
years
got
later, the song just pops up.
It pops up on the PSK mixtape, and I'm like, okay, I don't care, PSK. He let him make his money.
Yeah.
The other stuff, I'm still talking to Miss West. Pimp too busy. Pimp can't do it. They doing this. So I get the first record out, and I know I got the override. I just needed to go. 447 stop. And I don't know what it's at. I know the record gold now, but that's later in the story, I'll tell you. So I'm like, okay, I missed on my first shot. I know I'm going to get it on the second one. Guess what album is the second one?
What's that?
That technically is the good one, the one with International Pimps. I'm like, it ain't where my check? Where my statement?
Right.
I call and jive. I'm talking the business affair. I'm like, where's my royalty statement? Where's my account? Of what? Motherfucker, I had points on the next two records. This is the next record, the second one. I'm like, I know this one gold.
Yeah.
Man, I laugh. These mothers stuck it to me so cold. Do you know what they did in the midst of all them first and that second record? They slipped in a record called Side Hustlers.
Side Hustles, yeah.
With all songs they did with nobodies.
Yeah.
They said, that's my fucking second album. It didn't sell for 69,000.
Ooh.
I said, you was fucking kidding me. I said, y'all motherfuckers. That's why they ain't in business today. That's why y'all.
What the Side Hustle? That wasn't even. That was
that
just some,
was
like
not
in the meantime record, right?
That was just that. But if that's how you get rid of somebody, they already heard these songs for the next album. They know I'm getting my money. No deductions. I think that record sold 1 million something.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get paid for 500,000-600,000 records with no deductions. And I ain't dumb, so I know the SoundScan is only a percentage of what you sell. Because I had a store for 30 years, sell thousands of records. I never had a SoundScan. I didn't scan shit.
Yeah.
I just sold it.
Yeah.
And sold it. So how many stores is like mine?
Yeah.
So I used to tell them, I said, man, how can Master P be gold and platinum? And when I see his scans, because, we signed with Priority later too. Mm-hmm. I see his scans, I'm in Priority. I'm looking. If you sit some shit down on me, shit, I'm all eyes. You better put that shit up if you don't want me to see it.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Oh, he sold 300 and something thousand. Why is this record gold? Because they doing the count from the shipping. But Jive want to pay me off the scan.
Off the actual sale, not what you ship.
And then they knew that record was going to be big. That's why they dropped that. That Side Hustle was just strictly to get rid of me. Because they couldn't clean me up if I'm on them books.
Do you think so? Or do you think it was that? Or was it really just them kind of just being caught up within, the studio and trying to get everything together?
Jive?
Yeah, you think they intentionally did that just to get you out?
I think they intentionally did it because, every time you're talking to somebody at a label, You're basically talking to a lawyer.
Yeah.
Who's sneakier than lawyers? They word shit to get you. They get shit to get you. The only thing I still think to the day that I won in that negotiation because I had sampled the shit out of Jive. Unauthorized samples. If you listen to All Screwed Up,
Yeah.
you hear R.
Yeah.
Kelly,
Yeah.
you hear all that. I had them right in the agreement that you cannot sue me for nothing I've done from now until the end of history. And I've had sampled their ass. Man, we got R. Kelly samples.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I
Aaliyah.
was literally just listening to the Mine Went Blank, and I was like, how did they pull this shit off?
Because the little dumb dude that, yes, they have fucked me over, but I was able to have one little bullet in my gun. When I signed, I got myself signed, out released from all that damage I did, because I knew what they was going to do. They going to give me this blessing for releasing UGK. If I make some more money, what you going to do? You're going to come back. And it was easy to see the numbers on the screw. I don't think when I signed, had we dropped, we hadn't dropped the Legend, but we had dropped her in the morning. So, they knew what those did. They know the numbers. They probably had the scans in the car with them. So later they could double back on me because those were not clear samples. Yeah. I was like, I was honest when I said I want to be released for anything I do. And they released me. They put it in the contract. They could not. And I made sure, I said, one more thing. I got 2 lawyers. They ain't been paid yet. They paid my lawyers. $55,000.
Man, okay, so take it back a little bit, because okay, y'all were having issues with the Too Hard to Swallow. What's your reaction when you first pop in that Super Tight and you hit a return? And Pimp C was going hard, but then
I love it. It's my favorite song.
He was going hard.
If you look at my YouTube page, you hear it. You hear it on there.
Big man, Mr. Big Time.
It's because I read a book. I always read, but I listen. I don't read no more because I'm blind. I listen to audio books. But one of the books I read was always like, take your most negative thing,
turn to a positive.
And turn it to a positive.
Yeah.
So it became my logo.
Yeah.
I took the Pimp C is the darkest moment in my life. The Kiki was the greatest. That was the comeback. That was redemption to me. That's why I say showing naked ass in the great state of Texas. So I put them together. I had a DJ put them together for me. And it became my theme music. Yeah. I put it on the mixes. I put it on all the videos that we do.
And it's jamming, man.
And it's jamming,
yeah.
And God rest his soul, that was Big Chance. Big Chance was one of the coldest screwers around, but never blew up. But he did some, if you go back and you listen to some of them Big Chance mixes, Big Chance was cold. He could rap too, because he in the Big Time Boys, whenever you hear that big dude and pop a chunk on a Nun and all that stuff, even on the Legend, Big Chance rapping. He passed not too long ago. He had throat cancer. Yeah. But man, I just did it and I put it together and I never have changed it. Because I always want to remember that both of those times to me was they meant something to me. But yeah, I'll tell you how we felt.
And that was the first
record. Eddie stuck it in because they sent me some.
Oh, so you knew it before it came out?
Yeah, I knew it like before it came out. Because that kicked it back up over those years. It's a lot of legal stuff going on, and I sued them again. I was suing them for slander because one, that wasn't real.
So the whole thing with the Mr. Big Man and who is Sunshine? Who's that?
That's my baby mama.
Okay.
And what's so crazy, if you say, and even in that book they say, oh, I met her, I stopped working. Tell me how I record 3 albums in 6 months if I stop working. And
let's talk about that too, because that got to be talked about, and they got to be in history that in '92. You did Southern Way?
The Southern Way. Did Too Hard to Swallow. I did Prone to Bad Dreams. I did UGK Band.
Yeah.
I did all that. And that is all in the same, that first year.
So with the UGK Band, that dropped like right before Super Tight though, right?
Yeah, it dropped before Super Tight.
Yeah. And that was intentional on your end, like, shit, I'm finna get some money.
No, I just didn't believe in holding shit. When I got it done, anybody know me, man, I don't care what it is. When UPS delivered to that door, it's selling.
Yeah.
That day. I even like on the website, when I post on Facebook, I'm gonna have All Screwed Up in 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days, them people know. First ones clicked on that website and bought it, it's going out. Cause I don't need to marinate on it.
Yeah.
Cause usually by the time it's done, I know what it sounds like, I know what the vision is. So why do it? But when I got that Super Tight and put it in, that is the first thing I heard.
Yeah.
And it used to, man, it would drag me, but it was jamming. I jammed it.
Yeah.
Whenever I needed something to heat me up, to make me more motivated to grind, I put that on.
Yeah.
And all that started, man, because the chick I was dating bought herself a used Fiero. They swore I bought her a car. I said, even if I bought her that fucking car, how much was a used Fiero? You remember them cars?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, how much is that worth? Yeah. Only thing I did, honestly, she had that car. She needed about $100 more on the down payment. And I said, yeah. So I didn't buy the car. She bought the car, but this is the chick I'm dealing with. She needed $100. I'm standing right there. What am I supposed to do? Oh, so sad. See you later.
You just playing your role. This is what
$100. Here you go. Here you go. Chill. I ain't tripping, cause I never have stopped working. I've never worked. And anybody know me, man? I have worked day and night since I was a kid. Man, I got out of the hospital where they found me at work. I got out of prison where I went. Everybody in there talking about what they gonna do, where they going. They would ask me, where you going? I'm going to work. Matter of fact, I never went home. I went from prison.
Wait, when'd you go to prison?
I went to prison in 2011.
Oh, this is later on. Okay.
Yeah, this is later on. Yeah, I went to prison for having mixed CDs in my store. I ain't ashamed. It's a bullshit case.
No shit.
But because you had that shop in the flea market. Remember when they was doing all the RIA stuff?
Yeah.
Our shop got raided 1, 2, 3, either 4 or 5 times. And any man who sit there and tell you, what are you gonna say if cops bust in your store looking for your mama? What am I supposed to do? I said, I'm 35 when I catch my first case. Now all the things I do, but it's true when they say you never get it for what you deserve. I never got it for nothing I deserved. I was in them streets for real, from a kid to adult. But here these cops these undercovers looking for my mama. And my exact words was, my mama ain't responsible for nothing that go on in this motherfucking store. My mama just come here to make us some extra money and close my store so I can leave and go do some other shit. And she been doing that for years. And the undercover looked at me and said, oh, you responsible? You the owner of the store? I said, yeah. Put them handcuffs on my ass. But I was not tripping because I'm 36 years old with no record. Yeah. I have no record. So I'm like.
So how much time did they want to give you for that?
That first one, not nothing. They gave me probation, but you can't catch me on no trap because I don't drink or smoke.
Yeah.
So you're never gonna have a dirty UA. Every time they ask me for UA, I say, you wasting money. I told the judge that. She said, no, we're not wasting our money. You pay for this. I said, oh, yeah, you right. But I can stand up and pee with the best of them. It's nothing in that but Burger King and McDonald's. That's it.
Yeah.
So I took that first case. They gave me a 2 years probation. I was off in a year and a half. No dirty UAs. You can't make me miss the free work. The free work is the hardest part for me. Doing that community service.
Man, I had community service one time, bro. It's the worst.
I had some old Caucasian people, man, and they made you punch a time clock. And do you know, I had did my hours. They came back to me later and said, you missed 28 minutes. But my PO was cool. She was like, man, why I'm going to keep you here for 28 minutes?
Yeah.
She like, man, clean the refrigerator out. I said, my mom was a single black woman. We know.
I've been doing this my whole life.
I said, this is easy. I cleaned that freezer so good at the parole office. The lady said, man, I need to bring you to my house and let you clean mine. I said, man, you need to meet my mama. We know how to clean, cook, wash. We know how to do that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 years later, they came back and they want to arrest my son. My son sold to the undercovers.
No shit.
I said, man, nah, my son's 16, bro. No. I said,
so you took it for
mine. Yeah. And what's so cool? They knew this shit because when I went and signed and was getting ready to go, the bailiff was like, man, you don't. He didn't even put me in the room. He said, man, you real, man. We know. They know. He took the first case for his mama. He took the second one for his son. But the judge was so crazy. I'm standing by a dude with a trunk full of pills. Right here. It's a chick right here that's a prostitute selling coochie. Who you think the judge rolled eyes at? the dude selling mixed CDs for profits.
No
She
shit.
looked up from down. You know how judges always reading
Right,
the shit?
right.
She looked up and rolled her eyes.
Damn.
I'm like, man, this justice system is crazy. So when I go and I'm in a Atascocita where Zero shot his video,
Yeah.
I'm in there. I go in there, man, and the intake officer that take you in, all the new ones, he talked to you, I guess filling you out, see where you know where to put you. He said, the bullshit case of the day. I said, no, that dude y'all got for selling wax in here for a drug charge, that's the bullshit case of the day. Cause I'm in jail for selling drugs that wasn't real.
Yeah.
I was making loot, cause at that time I'm selling like 4,000 or 5,000 mixes a month, and they always wanted to go up my upstairs because I'm in Kings. I had the store, but I had an office upstairs. And you go up there, thousands of tapes and stuff in there, but they never got in there.
Yeah.
And the one time they got in there, the officer was like, because it's all these real CDs. Because at that time I'm doing wholesale mail order where you know it's botany. I buy stuff from Trey, UGK. And anybody drops something, I have some boxes of it. So they like, he got all these real CDs. The lady said, but we want to check this one. That's how petty they is, man. They want to check one. It's boxes. I got a back part behind burglar bars, thousands of CDs. The cop saying this is real. He sell real shit. But the RI lady was like, we got to check this one. I bust out laughing at her because you know what she wanted to check? UGK band. I'm like, boom. So all that was washed. But when I got that second one for my son, they was like, they wanted me to do some time. They said, we want you to do time.
Damn. So how much time they trying to get you to do?
Man, at first they wanted me to do 2 years in the penitentiary.
No shit.
Talking about you be out in 8. I said, shit, I ain't going. So I'm telling my lawyer no. And then she came back and she was like, they got 6 months in state jail. I said, bet. I'm like, how hard can state jail be?
Yeah.
But that was funny to me because I get there, I don't drink or smoke, right?
Yeah.
They talking to me. They say, do you need to drink when you get sad? No. Do you ever want to smoke when you having problems? Do you want to? No. I answer no to every question.
Yeah.
According to the computer, you need to take the drug class.
What?
Yeah, because they got to make their money off
Right,
it.
right, right.
I said,
know
I
what
don't
you're
smoke
talking
or drink. I said, test me. If you find something, I'll take the drug class. She like, no, the computer said your answers mean you have to take the drug class. She said, but one thing, it's got air conditioner. I said, bet. That was a big thing because I had been in there like up 2 days. I was like, it's hot in the motherfucker. Yeah. Shit, I went in there, I took the drug class.
Yeah.
And every day I just told the truth. My drug of choice is Burger King.
Yeah.
I said, I can go get me a double Whopper, large fry mix, and a large drink and sit in my car and eat by myself, put my head back, I'm in heaven. They would be cracking up, man. The dudes would be coming talking. They like, man, come on, tell the truth. You smoke. You drink. I said, I've had a drink, but I don't drink. I don't care. I said, I'm either going to be one that's going to do crazy stuff, like I'm going to go take 9, 10 shots of tequila, Jaeger, whatever, just to prove that I can do it. But just to go and sip on a drink, nah, never. I don't smoke weed, nothing.
Yeah.
And they just always would be cracking up on me. And that's why when some of them dudes, I see some of them dudes, well, up until I close my store, and I always speak, I'll be like, man, I struggle real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that shit, came out and went straight back to work, grinding.
Yeah. So let's go back a little bit. So how do you meet DJ Screw? Because y'all do the All Screwed Up first. That was the first one.
Yeah,
right?
we did. I was looking to do a record that was cheap.
Yeah.
Because I saw Master P, and I just figured out I would be like studying what he do. And I'm like, if you just drop a record, all these records every quarter, your float always good because you always got money coming in.
Right.
And at the time, I didn't have no artist recording a record, but
So Point Blank wasn't there? Like what?
They was there, but it wasn't recording time for them yet. We didn't have nothing works yet. But what happened was, I heard about Screw, and I was like, how much could it cost me to screw my greatest hits? And that's all Screwed Up is. I did Still Afloat, which was before that, and then I was like, I'm gonna put my best songs and get Screw to do it. That's gonna be the record. And I remember, I don't know if you know Black from 20 to Life.
Yeah.
He said, man, big time, don't do that. Ain't nobody gonna buy that shit.
No shit.
And he said, no. Robert said, man, you might sell a few. I was like, man, I got a store. People's coming in asking me for this shit. I don't have no way to get it. Because back then, it wasn't nobody doing Screw but Screw, and Screw wouldn't sell to the stores. And I just put
So it
out,
was a way for you to do a cheap record and get your hands on some Screw.
it was kind of like a double-edged sword,
Yeah.
like that. I'm going to have my own Screw. It was basically All Screwed Up is my personal.
Yeah.
So, but it was really, I needed to do that cheap record. And I was actually, man, I was rolling the dice. I'm like, man, I'm going to squeeze at least 10,000. 10,000 records back then, you know, you make
Not
about
pretty nice
80 grand,
yeah,
80,
yeah.
90 grand.
Yeah.
You like, that's a good in-between float. I ain't got to spend much to do it. So I put out the word, call Screw. Screw and Charles met him at Long John's. We talked about it.
What's your first impressions of Screw like when you sitting down meeting them and shit?
Quiet.
It's quiet.
Quiet.
Yeah.
But I had already been hearing so many people. I'm like, whatever it is, this shit works. And so I meet with him in the office. We sign the agreement, and I'm asking. At that point, I don't even know what he wants to do the record. And he said, "Hey, man."
So
I
y'all
said, "What y'all want?"
agreed. He just didn't say how much money. He was
No,
like,
he
"Yeah, I'll
didn't.
do it."
Nah, they hadn't thought about that yet.
Yeah.
So I guess after him and Charles huddled and thought about it, they came in with their proposal. Me and Eddie sitting there across from them two, and I'm asking them what they want. And he said, "I want $400 and 2% override." Eddie kicked me because we sitting beside each other because we know that we won. I don't know if they won. No offense, Screw. No offense, Charles, but they that's what they wanted. So I asked him what I needed. That's when he said, "Can you get all of the songs you want on wax?" And that's when I called Houston Records. I said, "I want just the test press. I don't want 1,000 because you have to buy 1,000 to get wax.
Yeah.
But the test press, they always give you like 10 or so."
Right.
I was like, Screw's like, "Yeah, that's bet. That's enough. I can do it." So I went on and put the stuff on the DAT. I think Pen and Pixels Global did it or somebody did. I got it did somewhere. Put the stuff on DAT, sent it off to Houston Records. They came back with some test press, gave them the Screw, and then I heard that masterpiece. And
So
I
he
was
did
like,
all screwed up for $400.
$400 and 2% override,
Hmm.
which made him a couple. Because when I paid him, I paid all the artists on Big Time too, because it's all Big Time artists.
Right.
So really, they was all splitting 20%. So I told Screw, I said, "Man, this is what you got from your part of the royalties, but I'm gonna double it because the record was way bigger than what you thought or what I thought. Because man, that motherfucker had soul. It was really just it smashed. It still smashed today.
Facts, yeah.
If you look on my streaming thing, there's 3 in the morning. It's All Screwed Up, and it's The Legend. And I do
Them the
one
top
point-
3 still to this day.
And then comes UGK the Southern Way, which
Yeah.
I took back since I was released. Fuck it, might as well shoot for the fences.
Yeah.
After they did what they did for me, I'm released. So
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it. I put it back out, but I only put it online.
Yeah.
And it was them. That's my top 4, and we get 1.5, 1.6 million streams a month from the catalog. But
So tell me this, because I mean, $400 is that's little to nothing. You know what I mean? Realistically, how much money could Screw have gotten for All Screwed Up?
at that time, the way my pockets felt doing that record, he could have got a couple thousand just to do it, just to screw it.
Just to do it.
Just to
Not
screw
even
it.
to mention the back end. Yeah.
No, not to mention the back end. But he got like 5,000 for the back end. Because I doubled what he got. It was like 25, 24 something. I
So
doubled it.
in all, he got $5,400.
Yeah, he got
to do.
$5,400 to do it. But his initial thing that he asked for was $400 and 2-point override. And that's why I say I have to question all these people that say the man was selling all these tapes. The man asked for $400 and 2% override
Well,
and didn't have a car.
But you got to think though, too. Though you're talking about the music business versus I just make these tapes and I know this one is $10.
But
That's a different type of knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also if you selling thousands of tapes,
Then why are you
why are
okay
you
with
asking
accepting
for
$400? Yeah.
Why don't you have
Yeah.
a car? That's real to me. But other people maybe he was
So
frugal.
even at that time, he didn't have the
he didn't
Impala
have
and
a
all
car.
that.
He bought his first car, which was like a little, like a little cash car. I think it was like a little one of them. I don't remember what that car was, but I seen it, and he bought that after All Screwed Up. He bought the Impala after he got paid for 3 in the morning. But me being the dude I am, after the All Screwed Up thing, I'm just constantly working. I done doubled your royalties, so I'm in good graces.
Right.
And then I just look in his eyes and I say, man, what if I just let you do a record you want to do and you get all the royalties? So he counting in his head too. He say, oh, if I had to split this with 4 dudes and I still made this, if I get all this, I get all that. That's when he agreed to do 3 in the morning.
Okay, so is it straight off royalties? Does he want money to make that to do that as well?
No, he just wanted the royalties. He didn't ask for no money to do it, but he wanted to do his record. But what his plan was gonna do a mix he already did. Remember 3 in the morning one?
He had the Dr. Dre and all that.
Yeah, he had been did that. So he did that. And then we started promoting, fuck it, 3 in the morning one, part 1 and part 2 coming.
But talk about that because y'all had issues. You couldn't clear the, you couldn't really do nothing with it.
We started promoting that shit, and we was promoting it. We was running Rap Page ads, we was running Murder Dog ads, and we, at Big Time, one way we always kept in touch with, we had a customer list, thousands of names and mailing address, because I always been mailing ever since I saw Luke. Luke had a mail order form in his cassettes. I mirrored that. I put Big Time CDs and cassettes have a mail order form. So we got thousands of customers in our computer because we always been shipping and people can call in and order shit. So we just promoting. We sending flyers. Charles passing out thousands of flyers. Robert and them is soliciting 3 in the morning one and 3 in the morning two. And remember I told you, I said his numbers was off.
Yeah.
It was 95,000 ordered. And Robert was telling me this. So first thing come to me, I had my lawyers, the ones that did my UG case. One of them was an intellectual property lawyer too, his friend. So I had him bring him. My lawyer brought the other lawyer. And the only question I asked, how much I'm going to keep? Because I was going to put that shit out.
Yeah.
I've been riding samples all this long. I ain't cleared a sample.
Yeah.
And then did, 6, 7, 8 records. I ain't cleared a sample. So why would I think I'm finna turn down 95,000? You do 95,000 times $8. $700 some thousand. I'm finna make almost $1 million. I'm like, how much I get to keep? And that's when I got heartbroken when the intellectual property lawyer
breaking it down.
He said, yeah. He said, everybody gonna sue you individually and they're gonna get 2 or 3 times the damages. And then once they get the judgment against you, they're gonna hit Southwest.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna get nothing. Cause even when he said that, I'm like, well, Southwest gonna cut me a couple checks.
Yeah.
But nah. So after that, that's when I had to go back to Screw. And then I said, man, we got to do it. We got to clear it. And that's when it became all locals because everybody cleared it. But Screw, man, you will not believe when people realized that we was taking submissions for that Screw, they walk in that office, Master Pete and slid stuff under the door.
Wait, so you put out a thing of, hey, we working on this album.
Yeah.
We looking for music.
If you want to be on it, submit your wax. King George submitted stuff. A lot of people knew stuff because we was talking to a lot of people. Dave Weiner from Priority.
Yeah.
That's how we got the Mac 10 sample cleared.
Yeah.
It's clear.
No shit. Okay, I was wondering about that. I was like, did they clear the Mac 10 thing?
Because we was going to Priority. We was going to Priority. We already knew we was going to Priority because they was talking to us. And Dave Weiner, we was going to get a deal. Our deal was I didn't want any money. I didn't want any money. I just wanted distribution. Because I done been through the point where I'm in the hole. I realized how long it takes to get signed.
Once you take money from them folks, then
you in the hole.
Yeah.
And then they gonna spend money for you to make money, but every time they spend money on you,
deep into the hole.
You're just circling.
Yeah.
So I said, Dave said, do you have $150,000 where you can support yourself and do your records? I said, yeah, I don't want nothing. So by not taking nothing, I was able to negotiate a 3-year contract, just years, not options. 3 years, and I cut half the time off where I get paid every 3 months. So all we did was we remastered Reckless Clan, we recorded Point Blank in the Dough, and we recorded The Born Bad. And then I went to 20 Life, the album they did with Master P. We remastered that and put that out to Priority. And the only thing with Priority, they went beyond our reach. Because we've been with Southwest all this year, so we only so far. It's so many people know us. But when you Priority shipping out this stuff.
That's yeah,
that's nationwide.
Yeah.
That's in every crack and corner, and we wasn't selling through.
Yeah.
But because of the term, we didn't take no money, so we was able to do it. So after we got paid 2 times or 3 times, I said we went on hiatus. I locked the door in the office and told Eddie, we're going to wait it out. And that's what we did. We waited. And during that whole 2.5 more years, I did one more record, which was the Gulf Coast compilation. But if you look in it, Big Time name not on it nowhere but the mail order isn't.
Yeah.
But it say inmate because Black is one of my close friends, and you know we done work. He never was an artist on Big Time. He was an exec. His little company went through us, so we just did it. We did that together with him and another guy. But total flop. Nobody bought it.
Yeah.
But you know that was the only record we did, and then. I think that's when I started doing the bands or something. I don't know if you ever heard about my band.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
That's like, that was gravy, man. Shit, I love doing that so much, I wasn't going to never do music no more.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm in it. And it was selling. It was easy to do it. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
It was so fun at them parties, man. We had a blast.
Yeah.
And so we did that. And before I knew it, 3 years it went by.
Yeah.
I was off my contract, and we started back to working on Big Time Independent.
Yeah.
But prior to, you know, it was no big deal. We didn't make no lot of money with them, but we didn't lose no money.
Yeah, because you already had the experience to know I'm not going to put myself in position to take another L. Yeah.
I would never do that. I don't care if even recently, I say last year, I was taking offers to buy the catalog. I just never got to that number that was gonna make me say yeah. But I was in shooting range of it, but I thank God I didn't do it, because it's something about even if you get a lump, when you get a lump, you spend a lump.
Facts.
You know, so.
Yeah. This right here gonna pay you for the rest of your life, man.
Hopefully, but you know, and I just got to figure out that next thing, which is why I've been really pursuing the YouTube thing with all my energy. That's basically what I do every day.
Yeah.
I promote that I got the UG page. I market it, and I shoot videos. And I ain't breaking no hearts yet, but I have a firm belief that if you keep marketing something, pretty soon people start coming to you.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's people want to know, so they'll find out about me.
Yeah.
And then I'm always one of them people that people laugh. They say, your choices. Like, people be like, how you in the music business? You don't like being around people. I said, but I'm comfortable once I know you.
Yeah.
But until I get comfortable, it's pretty much mums. If you ever seen that video of me, Kiki,
sit at the table,
you see how many words you think I got out?
About
4?
Yeah.
K Reno, he be like, man, I want you on my show, but you don't talk. He said, it's going to take me too long to get enough for a show.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, man, I'm talking to people. I'm comfortable. That's why even on my podcast, it's my daughter talking to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm comfortable with her. And we laugh and we joke, and she know how to get me to say something.
Yeah.
And that's kind of is how it works.
With 3 in the morning though, I don't want to go too. I want to stick on that a little bit. How long did it take Screw to actually make the album?
Oh, long enough for me to be bankrupt.
No shit.
Yeah, if it was not for, that's another thing. If people
How much time was it in between the first one and the second one? The first, part 1 and part 2.
I don't know. It took about, I would say, it was a lot of months to get them two done. And then you have to go back and redo it and get everybody to sign. And I had to basically cut individual deals with everybody. Bodney, Troy, ESG. And honestly, if I'm keeping it honest, man, I still owe ESG $1,000. I'm surprised he don't bring it up. But if you look at my band video, he say, Russ, I ain't forgot about you. Because I paid ESG wife, I agreed to pay $4,000 for that. And I gave her $3,000. And I still owe him $1,000. But if you remember, E, I did get you on the legend. I gave you and Slim $1,000 each. Yeah, I gave y'all $2,000 for being on that song, a verse. So technically, we could call that good favor. But, no. But I do plan to get your $1,000 to you one day, homeboy.
Yeah. So,
but, yeah, it took a long time. Honestly, man, we was going bankrupt. Honestly, if it was not for Robert Gilliman basically kept us in there. Because we was out of that. It took, I don't know if it was a whole year and a half. It was long ass time. But during that time of doing that, we running rap page ads. I don't remember what them motherfuckers called, but we ran rap page ads for a year. Can you do the math? Back then, I know they 4,000 or 5,000 a page.
Yeah.
We doing that. We running Murder Dog ads. I remember they was giving them for us for $800. We ran them for a year. That 3 in the morning was promoted. We had to give out at least 300,000 flyers because it wasn't no postcards. Back then, it was you go to Kinko's and run. So we had the homeboy at Kinko's. We go and get a 5,000 box. They cutting the flyers in fours. We running black and white posters. We running full color posters. Charles used to hang up posters every telephone pole. Every school, man, he was putting that shit out.
That's when that was the promo game. Yeah.
And man, we was promoting so hard. A school called us at the office and said, "How would y'all feel about we being in a prominent black neighborhood, passing out DJ Screw? Because old people think Screw is still sexual.
Yeah.
And 3 a.m. How are y'all promoting that trash around our school?" This is Spanish dude. And I said, "Sir, this is not Screw what you're thinking. This is DJ Screw. This is rap music."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh," and he never called again. But it was like we was getting tickets because they didn't want you posting on the telephone pole. But we was posting. We go city to city. We had Charles on payroll by now. He's a monthly. Your job is to promote Screw, but we paying you to promote. And we promoted that, and that's why when the record came out, that's why me, Robert, and Aaron, and Sean from Pen and Pixel was in there boxing orders. You're not gonna get that many head of companies, promoting it. But even though we didn't get the 95 back, the orders on that record, we shipped 53,000 and some pieces the first day.
Damn.
That's still the biggest local drop. I don't care what. Even Slim and them said they did 35 the first month or something, but we shipped 53,000 the first day. We shipped so many, and Robert can tell you, he said, "Russell, I can't pay you." He said, "We gonna pay you a salary." They didn't pay me in one lump like I'm supposed to get paid.
Right.
I got paid every 2 weeks, which was still good back then because I think I was getting 25 or something. I was making like $50,000 a month when that record came out. So, but the bad thing is when you do the royalties and you're getting $50,000 a month, I got to give Screw $40,000, which I post that check sometime when I gave him a $40,000 check.
Is that when he got the Impala and all that?
Yeah, that's when he got the Impala.
Okay.
I remember him passing me at the bank. I was going in the bank to make a deposit. He was going to cash the check. I was like, damn, there go my balance. Sounds good sometimes to hear your balance, but because me and Screw at one while, we was going to both get matching Impalas. So I was looking for us too. But I changed my mind about that, and I ended up buying a 96 Explorer, brand new, with the plastic on it. I was like, it feel good. I ain't never bought a car, and it had like 3 miles, and it had plastic on it. I was like, yeah. And then
them Explorers, man, you talking about 96 Explorer, man. Hey, that was an all right car to have,
tough,
man. Yeah.
Every car I've had in my whole life has been a Ford, except one. I got the Avalanche one time.
Yeah.
And I like the Avalanche, but it ain't tough as the Ford. I don't care what nobody says. That engine is bigger, but it ain't nothing. A Ford, man, you can beat it up, throw kids around, car seats, everything. It's still going to be there intact, and it's going to run. But that Avalanche, nah.
Yeah.
I like the way it looked, but I'm back to Ford. Avalanche, got that mud back, got me another Ford.
Yeah.
And even when I get my new thing, it's gonna be another F-150.
Yeah.
But them mugs getting high though. They want money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a Ford tough. But yeah, Robert saved our life because Robert, actually, a lot of people don't even know, man. He was shooting us checks out his personal. He wrote me personal checks because there was no money to keep Big Time a running because we all tied up on Screw. Even with when I got them orders, I'm the first person. I probably changed hip hop in Houston because I'm the first person. I went to Pen and Pixel and said, "Hey, if I get Robert to sign, y'all gonna do my covers and my press up my stuff. If I get him to sign, say he gonna pay you out of my royalties." So I'm leveraging to the hilt.
Yeah.
So Pen and Pixel, because we had ran out 95,000 covers of 1 and 2. Go to Robert. He's Pen and Pixel signed, Robert signed. So that changed the game because I don't think that Southwest is even funding people shit like that. But that 3 a.m, and it worked out. And I think, shit, man, I mean,
talk about that because Draped Up and Dripped Out, Pimp the Pen or whatever, you know what I'm saying, comes out, and that shit was a hit instantly.
Wow. That was that.
See, now you back in the game now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm beyond in the game. I'm in the game for real now.
Yeah.
And that was the second thing that shocked you. Midnight release of 3 a.m. Me, Blank Eddie, in my truck, and we driving up just to go, and cop it and see how it go. Sound waves. Door right here, line this. around the corner
The South
down
Main,
the
the
street.
legendary
Yeah,
South Main. Yeah.
12 o'clock. They
Wait, they
said
did a 12 o'clock release on
it
this?
was
It's
12
midnight?
o'clock midnight.
No shit.
Around the building, bro. That was my second time saying, who all these motherfuckers? Me and Blank and Eddie was like, what the freaking frack? And even the Soundwaves dude said that at that moment, that was their biggest midnight release. Out of all the records that come. Man, it was people now, they was buying 4 and 5 at a time. That he was like, that was it. And shit, that was the dude that shit, man. He blessed my game because he found out that we had the 1 and the 2. And he said, man, what would it take for you to press up something? I said, shit, it's a good chunk of money. And he said, man, I got 20,000 to spend. I said, that'll do it. I said, give me 2 weeks. Because it take about 2 weeks to get CDs and stuff and cassettes. I said, give me 2 weeks. And I remember, man, it was about 3 weeks. It was a little longer. We came, they delivered. If you walk in our office, we had a small office then because we had downsized. But you walk in the office, it was full of 3 in the Morning Part 1 and 2 remix. Jeff, a man who owns Soundwaves, and his little, I guess his right-hand man, came in there with their own dolly, nobody else, and bought that shit. He came in there, and we had, I think we went over what we was giving them, and I think we ended up giving them like 4,000 pieces. So he got 4,000 pieces for $20K. So I gave him to him for 5. But shit, man, and then as soon as they walked out the office, I blessed Eddie Game because that was my right hand man. Whatever I blessed, Eddie wasn't on no salary. He was on a percentage of what the company made. So I blessed his game. I said, what we going to do? Because we would always eat lunch at Michael's. I said, we going to eat lunch or we going to work? He said, we're going to work. Picked up that phone and started going, selling them to people. And then I called Screw. I did the math. He came, picked up some more money. He got good money off that deal because we was selling them. I think we bought like 10,000 or 15,000, and we sold them all. And that's when I was telling.
About how much money do you think Screw made on this particular project on 3 in the Morning?
On the 1 and 2, that little stuff.
Yeah,
I would say he got about, I don't know, maybe 10, 11,000. It was like, because remember we gave such a good deal to Soundwaves,
right?
That cut the price, and then not only we had 100,000 covers that Pen and Pixel had charged us for. So we was really like, because the orders for the supplies was based on the 100,000 orders, 95, so the covers was ordered over. So, shit, if I still had them pressed up now, I'd be selling them. But
Yeah.
I'm out of press, and the plants don't go for that now. See, back then you could squeeze stuff through like that. They was just go. Now they got some kind of software that tell them if that's copyrighted material on those discs. So, and I don't even play with trying to do that now.
Yeah.
But shoot, yeah, and that's when I had told Screw, I say, Screw, if you want to be a millionaire, bro, let us sell your mixes to the store. Let's press them up and sell it. And his words to me was, I do not want to lose my business that come to my house. I say, Screw, you cannot outsell all the stores. And he just wouldn't, he didn't listen. He didn't see it. And I've seen people press up Screw tapes, make more money off of Screw tape than Screw made. By far, because one store can't beat thousands of stores.
Yeah.
And the old Southwest list had almost 3,000 stores on it. And we had that list. All you got to do is call.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
telling
once you say you got Screw, they gon' you out of there.
Boxes, man. And people just, it's hard. Once a person has a business person had a vision, you can't get them. He thought by opening his own store that he was stopping something. I said, man, that's not going to stop nothing. Because at one time he tried to experiment, went on it. I said, man, you can give me the tapes that's years behind you. I'm going to still sell more than you. And me and Charles and Screw was selling tapes too. And I don't know how much money we was making, but we was making a lot of money out my store. Screw was giving, we was so far, we was like 2 years behind him. But we was selling so many tapes, he got mad. Because Screw, everybody don't want to come to your door at 8 o'clock at night and stand in line in the dark. When it's a store right here, got it. I said, bro, you got to broaden your vision. And he broadened it a little bit with the store, but if Screw would have pressed up that shit and sold them old mixes, we'd have made $1 million in a month. Easy. Cause it was no way nobody was selling Screw.
Yeah.
And that's before
The
Swisher House
accessibility
and
there,
all that.
it was just the accessibility. And
Yeah.
that's what happened with Swisher House. They took that, and
You cannot
They went
try
and
and
did it.
close. Whenever a man try and keep stuff where he's in control of it like that, there's no. Why do you think companies go public? Because you want everybody to invest in yours. You got your investment. By the time you go public, you've already got millions of dollars in investment, but you want more.
Yeah.
You know why you think a Walgreens can stand around? You ever walk in a Walgreens? You be like, how is this motherfucker here?
Yeah.
Or CVS? You
Yeah.
be like, because they public.
Yeah.
They got access to millions and millions of dollars. Because people gonna go buy stocks every day. Because they want to save and they want to. I got something in stock, so they gonna spend that money there. I'm like, screw. It's $1 million, bro. I said, man, if it ain't $1 million, man, I go slap my mama.
Yeah.
He was like, oh man, I just don't want people to stop coming to my house. I don't know what that thrill was,
Yeah.
but shit, I would have got rid of it, especially after I've seen the results. He saw the results of what happened if it's in everywhere. And he would have stopped a lot. Man, if he would have did that, he would have stopped. I don't think it'll be a Swish House. It surely wouldn't be a whole bunch of people that would sell. It was a dude selling mixes in every store that wouldn't screw and wasn't good at screw, but was paid like a mug because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, sure you
People
can't
just want to get
service
their hands on
Austin.
something. Yeah. So, okay, but I don't want to skip over this either though, because aren't you with Screw like stepbrothers or some kind of thing like that?
Yeah, my mom dated his father for a brief moment. Well,
Okay.
really a couple of years, but you know, I mean, keeping it real. Now that I'm older, I know Screw Dad was he was a pimp.
Okay.
He was a player, man. Because I met Screw, stayed in my house about 2 weeks with me, and I don't ever remember a conversation we had, bro.
No shit.
Yeah, because he
Wait,
would just always have music
but
and
how
headphones.
old were y'all at this time though? And how
I'm a
much?
senior. I
Okay.
play footballs and track and stuff, so I'm always ripping and running. But my brothers was there, but I seen him sitting on my bed with his headphones on.
So y'all in the same house, and there's just this kid who's there. But he just listening to music. He ain't really-
No, that's my mama, man.
Yeah, of
son.
course I'm saying, but I'm saying y'all ain't grow up. You know what I'm saying? Just like, okay, here's this kid. We all in the same house. We all kids, but he kind of doing this thing with this music. And
But it's so weird though because it's like I guess Screw is Screw, but he probably an introvert. I'm
Yeah.
introverted.
yeah, so y'all ain't
My
gonna talk to each
outgoing
other.
brother is my younger brother, 3
Yeah.
years younger than me.
Yeah.
And he probably was ripping. He was ripping. He was, ladies man. He moving and grooving. And then my little brother's probably too young, because he was 9 or 10 years younger than me, so he's too little.
Yeah,
But I'm really. It's taken me a long time to even come out my shell. It's just from the people wanting to always talk to me. But even if you think back in the 90s and stuff, Mean Green, I think he passed, but he used to work for the radio station, and he even asked PSK. He said, man, why is it always when Russell come around, it's like a cold breeze? He don't talk to nobody. I don't, man, I'm not kissing no ass. I'm not
so
begging,
you always just been like, man,
I'm just
good.
work
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
I just work and do my own thing. And that's why even like people would ask, how do you make it a label stay around when you only have artists that sold 12, 15,000, 20,000? I said, man, you just keep grinding and you do right with what you got, and then, you catch some breaks. I feel like I caught breaks. All screwed up, who knew? I thought it might do something, but it did well beyond what I thought. And even 3 a.m, I think we did such a good job of promoting it. And I mean, that's Charles, man. And I think I always felt bad for Charles. I don't think he got a good deal from Screw, if you want to be honest. That man put blood, sweat, and tears, man. You ain't never gonna have no manager that put out that many flyers going city to city just talking about you. And then when it's time for him to get his blessing, you cut his salary in half. He your manager. He's supposed to get 20%. You give him 10? That's fucked up. No matter how you shake it, man. I done had a lot of workers, man, and I ain't never had nobody work hard as Charles. Everything came out his mouth was Screw, putting them on every pole. Even me, shit. I had promoters where I hired in other cities, and I go there, and I be like, damn, you ain't did shit. I see a little clods in the store,
Yeah.
but to go to Carrington's and every pole down the whole entire street say DJ Screw 3 a.m, you was doing your work.
Yeah.
But Screw was like, well, let big time pay you. You done took a job. Somebody convinced Screw that Charles was double dealing, I feel. because he was getting a salary, but he was working hard.
He
Shit,
was,
we
he was his
saw the
personal
work.
manager though. Yeah.
But he was still promoting you. He found a way to get him an extra little groove to do it. But he was going in other cities. He was doing a lot of work. It was worth whatever he was supposed to earn.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and then a lot of people just leave him out of the history of it. But Charles was there. And he was a big part.
Yeah. So okay, y'all do 3 in the morning, but it takes a. I mean, was there any talk about doing any projects after that? Because this is so successful. Like,
yep, Screw took $10,000 to do an album that he never did. His lawyer was there. My lawyer was there. I gave him the $10,000. Somewhere we got pictures where he was signing it, because we signed the contract, and that's when he passed. That's why we did the legend, because the family and stuff knew he was supposed to do another record, and even
so he passed. So within that 4 years, he just never.
He never did it. No, man. Because, man, one thing about being an artist, man, you have to be prepared when there's some success. The chirps is real, man. It can cloud your vision. If you just sit there and you say, man, I met this man, I was walking, I was selling, but now I can't believe what I'm doing. But everybody always worries about what you make. And that's the hardest part for an artist. They know they invested no money, but they'll be like, I wrote that shit down. That's worth the same thing you did when you spent all them checks. And to this day, I still argue with artists. They feel we should be partners. This my shit too. No, bro, this not your shit. That's why I made a post one time. I said, hey, Google, who owns the masters to a record? Google says the person who pays, not the person who writes. It says the person who pays. And so when artists ask me, I always say, you want to own some shit, chip in. But they never going to chip in, because they want that free goods. They want you to cover them light bills. They want you to buy them cars. They want you to get them abortions. But when it's time to pay, they want to say you fucked them because you made all this money. And it ain't all that damn money, bro, because you ain't sell enough. Now, in Screw case, he sold enough. And I still, man, it broke my heart to this day. When we signed with Priority, they gave us permission to use anything in the catalog for Screw. Can you imagine what that record would have did?
Been crazy, man. Yeah.
Man, Screw just did not do it.
Yeah.
I said, Screw.
And you talking about,
I called him from California.
And what year was the Priority thing? Because
97.
This is No Limit Prime.
This is No Limit Prime. I don't give a fuck if you put some NWA on it.
Yeah,
if they opened up that catalog to me, I would have did a double on their ass. Because you don't get that vote. You don't get that vote. And then what hurts so bad, if you listen to Screws is in love with California music.
Yeah.
He love with that. And here we on a California. What's the chance of the label you mess with sign with a California label that's got all my shit? You got, man, I would have did the best record. You got NWA catalog.
And he just never did it? Did he get sidetracked or did he not want to do it or what?
I think he didn't want to do it, but also remember during that time, right after Screw blew up, you ever notice how many labels came with Screwed Up Click members?
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It just became.
No, I mean that launched. I mean, of course that launched Kiki, and then you get Fat Pat, and then you get
shit. Even Kiki, man, it's Screw fault I didn't get Kiki.
Oh yeah.
Because I said, Screw, I want Kiki. He said, I'm with you, Kiki with me. I say, Screw, man, it's only what the paperwork comes. Man, I didn't have nobody to tell me. But if you have somebody that's been through the wars, I got the whip marks on my back. I got the knife wounds, bro. Don't believe that. And I ain't saying Kiki just didn't hang in there, but
you wanted to sign Kiki the big time.
We wanted to sign Kiki. Yeah. I mean, actually,
was this before 3 in the morning or after?
Just after. We actually messed up because Jive taught me when they said anybody on the record, whether you think it's gonna blow up or not, anybody on your record, sign them to a first right of refusal. Sign them to that. Man, people don't know, man. We had Mia X on the first right of refusal. We had the girl on what's her name? We had Mia X call her. We had her. I think she signed. We had her sign. She called when the P thing was blowing off and she was going over there. We let her go. Man, but we had
Wait, Mia X was signed to Big Time before No Limit?
or was gonna sign because the I don't know Sylvester Scott, who was something at No Limit, he was our promoter
No shit.
before he got with P.
Yeah.
And we had been in trying to get her from one of her other little mixtapes. Cause we was like, in order to spread, we was like, we're gonna get some people from other places where your music going. And if they like her, they gonna check back to see what else we got on that label. Even though the sound is different, they gonna check back. And that's why we didn't. When she went with Pete, we knew that's two separate things. You know, he blowing up. Shit, man, take your ride, baby. We ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
But Jive had taught us always get that first right of refusal. And if I just stopped doing it, it's some things that some Caucasians done taught me that I just did not do. Like another Caucasian wanted to be my business manager. Just walked into my office off the streets, was telling me some shit. He said, man, you got these artists. He said, man, you need to put a policy on every one of them. Keyman insurance. I said, man, I ain't no death dealer.
Yeah.
If my homeboy died, because I didn't call them artists. I call these my homeboys.
Yeah, you ain't want to seem like you was banking on somebody. Yeah.
But when I think about it now, because late I was reading the New York Times, Walmart had 250,000 insurance policies. It was checkers dying, stock boys dying. Their parents couldn't bury them, or their family couldn't bury them. Walmart was getting $150,000, $200,000 each. And I'm like, damn, why billionaires doing this? And it was right in my hands. But when I think about it, I had 1, 2, 3. I've had 4 or 5 artists die. Not saying that was a good thing, but you know, on Pimp C, what kind of insurance I would have had on him? Some kind of term life, probably $1 million. But I never did it because it felt so awkward to me. But just when people give
That's
you
just the
business,
business.
you just got to do
Yeah.
it. Because Jive, I know Jive had it.
See,
Ain't no way.
I was talking. I can't remember who I was talking to, man. Somebody, they talk about how in Houston, with the labels, a lot of y'all really just blurred the line between the personal and the business relationship, and that was the demise of everything.
It's a big deal. That's what it is. And man, my kid's mother, she said, they not your friends. she, because I would never say my artists. I would say my friend, my homeboys. These my friends, you know.
Yeah.
She'd be like, they ain't your fucking friends.
Yeah.
And one thing about a lot of guys, they'll say women, they think different from us. But if you really listen to shit they be saying, it
They be on
real.
point though. Yeah.
But they be straight shooting. This is the line. And they gonna draw that line. Business is business and personal is personal. And she told me that for 10 years. And I would say, no, these my homeboys. And even when I stopped dealing with artists, the first round of big time artists, when I've said I'm not renewing them contracts. I'm not even making an effort.
In your first round, real quick, who was in your first round of artists? Yeah,
PSK, Point Blank, the business relationship with me and Black of 20 to Life. By the end, it was just us. And then, but man, I was depressed when them contracts go because I knew I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna redo it, and I didn't want to do it. But 10 years, 12, 13 years, these the only people you're around. How do you say that y'all not friends?
Yeah.
You think y'all friends, but you learn y'all not really friends. You just a means. You they banker, you know, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
My job is to get they vision, get it put out, promote it, and try and make some money with them. But I'm thinking we boys, cause man, we've been in the van riding to Atlanta. That's a 12-hour ride. You know,
we spending time.
We're spending time.
Yeah,
We eating.
yeah.
We go out of town. We do shows. They highs is your high. They lows is your lows. But it's not. You're not.
Yeah.
I'm just not that dude who can be around somebody that long and I won't consider you a friend because it goes deeper than just the music.
Yeah.
You know, once you get to
You start to care about people, man. Yeah.
My
for sure.
girl pregnant, man, and you helping them out of situations and bailing people out of jail. How that's not your friend?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But at this point, I be like, whatever I'm doing, I know they ain't my friends. They my seeds.
Yeah.
So that's where I work from.
Yeah.
I just work with my kids, and that's it.